Hey, Alicia, you can't beat me in this, right? I done jumped up to the damn to the highest, well, for me, highest numbers.
towards winning, boy. This is ridiculous. Much you lick yourself, you don't suck your head down. You's a weird ass cat, cub. Now don't walk up on me now. God damn, I got a cramp in my leg. I couldn't even move. I ain't gonna heal on the jean looking like riding on a horse or something. God, dog, man. I didn't realize, man. I was sun gazing. I couldn't really say, nah, damn, cuz. Yo, cuz. Oh, look, man, you going up there? I had somebody always be like, God damn, cuz, I'm allergic. They be dead walking up in this motherfucker. Get away from the garbage. Away from the garbage cans, brand new bag. Ain't nothing in there. God damn. Motherfucker like you make a nigga drink. And I don't like drinking, so nigga like you make a nigga drink. Talking too much shit. I'm serious. I'm just gonna rub up against my leg. And walk right on by that. Who the fuck was all through? Get your ass out of here. This little nigga. We're not playing right now. There you go. Get in the window. Stay your ass right there. God damn it. You staring at me like that with your little leg, with your little paw. Like, I'm way over here. What you gonna do in there? There's a lizard on the side of the door right there. Get up there and look at that. He's supposed to be hibernating the fucking baby too. You something not supposed to be moving all that head. The lizard's supposed to be somewhere in the ground somewhere. Y'all don't get it. Something wrong. My cat, man. This motherfucker is straight up comedy, man. Listen here. Now when people come, he just want to. He like that. He run to people like. He just want to rub and everything. Be nice to my cat, trust me. But anyway, because of me, trust me. But other than that, he run that. Mama coming to the door knocking, I open it. Now he it's a plan too. Now he know he want to get to them lizards outside, catch that bird. I caught a few birds, no killing. I jack his ass up. It's just instinct, you know what I'm saying? Because mama was feral, so it's in him, you know what I'm saying? And if them lizards, this nigga has something wrong with his back legs, but when he jumped, you wouldn't think so. Because you know, like I said early on, I think last week, a week before, I says, feral cats, if the baby is able to walk but unable to keep up, the mother knows it, senses it, and will leave it. I just happened to come across at the post office where it should have gotten ran over, and I saw this little kitten, little tiny ass kitten, holding him in my hand, laying out there. I thought it was dead, you know, and yeah, like a dry, yeah. And when I went to get it, it ran under my truck, under my tire, hiding. Instinct. It's kitten, probably a few weeks old. Maybe I'm talking about that small, y'all, little fur ball. I got him. Everybody's back there clapping. Oh, hey, Red's rescuing animals again. No, I'm not. I'm not on the res, man. All the animals had to pick up off the street dead and bag and tag and leave. Call a lady over at the what you called. All the animals I took there, people adopted. I thought I was done, you know. Thought that was it. Charisma, my last service, my service sister, you know, my buddy. All the way from Mount Vernon to Brooklyn to the Bronx to Millville, Vineland, Camden. Well, Camden was the place I hung out, but all across country. Yeah, man. She buried her best friends in Utah. The reason why she's buried in Utah is because I can, in the pet cemetery. I visit every month. Chat with my little girl, you know. some things are humanitarian, you know what I'm saying? And the same people, there are people who used to come up there just to see me show up and take pictures I'm serious, these like massive horse loving breeding. And when they heard my story, they were like, oh, you're a service member? All kind of trinkets. They leave stuff at Christmas break. I took pictures and they leave stuff at a grave and stuff. Every time I go back, there's more and more stuff. Like, I take some of the stuff and put on the other graves of the other animals which people died, you know? So, yeah. I know. Don't say nothing. It's just part of who I am. But, yeah, so she could jump pretty damn high. Hold on. You can, if you see her, you know that there's something. Maybe somebody kicked her when she was pregnant. It could be a number of things. But through the little leg exercise I was doing when he was laying on my stomach, sleeping up, or down here, crashed out or whatever. He runs, zooms, and everything. You would never know it, but yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, glad to see y'all here. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pick up chapter 4. Oh, chapter 3, excuse me. Oh, no, we read it. Yes, chapter 3, the ancestors return to the known lands. We're going to read that. The ice walls in the first I want you to be ready for whatever I'm going to read. Now, we may, this is a little bit of reading. We may get into the ancestral books of the sacred library. I was actually gazing that over when we get to like chapter 5, the books about the hidden lands and stuff. And I was sitting there saying, that's a pretty nice, it's not short, but it's a short one. And I was saying that would be great. I could read that now, but I was like, you know what? Let's keep it real moderate. You know what I'm saying? And not overdo it. Hey, Snoop, baby. Alicia, hey, you had a flat tire. Damn. At least you had meaty with you eating them damn fries like me. What's going on, Scott? What's going on, beloveds? How y'all doing? Anyway, let's go ahead and get it in, okay? Because I don't want to wait too long. And I might come back. I took the second one, so yeah, I know. Take it right before I get ready to read. Anyway, I might come back around 5 and read a couple more chapters because I really want to get this book down to the middle. Then I can, of course, I went to the middle of the book and I was looking at it. I'm gonna share. I'm gonna share with you right now. Damn. It's not really the middle, but because I've already mentioned the Great Wall and the Cell Dome. We talk about 2 membranes. I figured by when we get to chapter 8 is when I'll start to incorporate the other books. Going back into as far as the Anunnaki and all that stuff. The Great Dome and the Cell Wall in the 178 worlds. I think this is going to explain a little more for those who still might have some confliction or confusion. And then we get into the hidden lands of the book of Ninshu. Remember Ninshu when we was reading about that in the other book? And the Sheikh, which is only in this one. So I figured around chapter 8, we'll start incorporating the books that we're reading with the last 3. So let's go ahead and hit it. All right, so again, here we are. Hidden Lands Beyond Antarctica, the continuation of Morris' journey between interconnected planets. I know Claudio Naselli, most of the time. And this is a little lemon and lime. It's alkaline to help keep the phlegm, break it down so it doesn't keep mediating in my throat. Excuse me. So the ancestral lands. Chapter 3, the ancestors return to the known lands. William, wake up. It's loud, but I'm not going to do all that. William, wake up. It's time to put the plan into action. Look to the sky. The iron blues are advancing. Don't abandon us now. Your brothers need you. This is William Morris. Butler's voice rang like bells from an ancient church in my poor, confused mind. I know I had received some kind of injection to revive my slowly fading body. So, my brothers, that word made my body detach from the cold sand that hugged me tightly so as not to let go. But even if this was my last breath, I had to be on my feet. Clearly, Get out the window. Now you're stupid. Held clearly by Butler. Excuse me. Held clearly by what Butler had given me as I lay unconscious on the shore of the beautiful ancestral beaches. William, up, mate. Look around you. It's time now. Butler sentenced with a small phrase that swept everything inside me. It was like those devastating waves that can take everything in its path. Oh, and thank you for the donation. Well, I'll get that in a minute. I knew how important it was for me and for many of us such an event. The Iron Blues and thousands of ships. Remember the Iron Blues are like, here they go. Remember the Iron Blues are like these big triangular aircraft? No propellers, no rocket motors, okay? Remember? Anyway, many of us such an event. The Iron Blues and thousands of ships were going straight to the ice walls. Those artificial frozen walls that forbade our brothers to see a new dawn. The radiant red sun that contemplated an advanced civilization like the ancestral one, where I already felt part of it, of survivors who fought long ago against the same yoke that today possesses the new humanity in various ways, that keeps them living a simulation full of lies, that offers them only a tiny part of an absolute happiness that they could live understanding that they are the source, and that the great importance under this great dome, just as people keep brainwash you with all that religion shit, I'm gonna brainwash you with some stuff that might be anecdotal, okay? Just remember that. Okay, here we go. Anyway, the importance under this great dome. Relax. That your energy is so rooted in the celestial lands that so many other, oh God, dog, will you relax, bro? Other worlds keep looking, worlds keep close track of it, and jealousy imprisons you within these cold walls that act as a division. You know, it's pretty sad, right? Today, permanent, next to the first dome. Next to the first dome. If only they knew their true past and the purpose of their creation. That they were born to be free and to fight against the snatching of freedoms towards their own race and towards the others. They were all born to be heroes, each one in their own way, and not to compete in a hostile world among their own brothers for a piece of bread. For thirsty drops of power. For an absolute and spiritual essential void. Excuse me. I have it clear because I have lived there and I have felt the same as each one of you can feel. My body was less sore, but partially numb by the ancestral medication that keeps me alive, hopefully for some more time. And the time I have left, I will absolutely use it around the liberation of my brothers, of a humanity that can step as hard as those giants that cross the same ice to help us wake up. Long live the awakened humanity that fights for its own spiritual freedom. I shouted inside me. Who knows why? But I felt that eternal euphoria. Although no one heard it, it emboldened me for what was to come. Now, thousands of ancestors were already crossing the borders towards the known lands. Those continents that since we were children, we were taught and somehow forced to understand that it was the only thing we had. Since according to the official books, the famous Christopher Columbus, we know the name's different, had discovered that new continent and that would mark a before and after. It would pale, you gotta remember Mr. Wars grew up in a time which was the first demiurge of those being taught lies of history, okay? It would pale in comparison to what I discovered on my journey with my old ship, which crossed the famous Antarctic polar circle and took me to lands I never thought I knew, that I could never even have dreamed of. How could a remote place give me so many answers and so much peace along the way? Only that my peace was intermingled with that intrinsic pain that means leaving my lands of origin and the knowledge of what was happening behind. But it's many commas. But this would be nothing if I knew that my brothers were in good hands or in total freedom. but that all suffering in there came from the dirty parasitic hands that have stolen the eternal spiritual growth of our own race. Humanity was imprisoned between walls, false stories, maps, and a very uncertain path to follow. The many resets suffered, and the thousands of generations waiting for a peace that would hardly come, being under the same custodian power, which for thousands and thousands of years in the known lands, mind you, submerged us in an absolute confusion about our creation, true mission, and resentment towards the other brother or one another. This story has just begun, but it is a unique path that you will walk together with me. You can believe it or not. It all depends on your inner self. Other than a fucktard like Biden and this fake-ass government, do you want to continue to believe in the lies, or do you want to accept something that could plausibly and possibly be real, hidden amongst all the lies? But here I will try to give you some details about the world surrounding our known lands, the way I learned about them from the teaching of the ancestral masters themselves, as well as from the thousands of stories and records that exist in the ancestral library here in these lands. But let's go in parts. We still have a long way to go. I just had a good friend of mine who actually, as a young one, in the 70s, actually worked at the Vatican. And let me just say this. He said that he was lucky to be here because you never hear it, but there are those who are favored and they disappear. There, he said there were times where he worked out, I can't say what it was because they probably come and look for him and try and do him in. He said there were times when he would smell something and it would smell like death. But it smelled like they were cooking it, like death, like the cooking of death. Like, I says, bro, if you don't know by now, you never will know. He says, I know they cannibals, I know they pedophiles, and they do blood, sex, sacrifice. They perverted this land with that garbage. And that's the earth's crying out to us. That's what's waking people up. And the fact that it's getting closer to what may have happened. I have to say what may have happened. Chapter 4, the ice walls. Yeah, he's a good friend of mine. He's not religious at all. How you get away from there? His family was tasked to go over to somewhere over here and work in one of these damn cathedrals, fake ass cathedrals. And he went to school. He went to a Catholic school. He purposely got in trouble. They ended up went to a private school, got in trouble there. He just wanted to go to a regular school. And that's where he was able to separate from his family. And yeah. Went and became an Army Ranger. I mean, people with some stories, bro, and then they show me the pictures. I'm like, nigga, that's you in a little white with the, and that's the Pope, nigga. It's like, yeah. Did they ever? He says, man, there was a lot of things going on. He doesn't address those things. There's no reason for him to tell me. I always tell him, don't tell me that shit. I don't want to know about that. But when he says, I'd rather gotten beaten like you, I says, no, you wouldn't. Somebody dingleberry my asshole for fucking a day or two, getting hung in the closet by your wrists or beating the fuck up over and over and over. Nigga, I'm glad it happened that way, but your choice? I don't know. I ain't never had nobody play with the mouth. I don't even let doctors go in there with the finger talking about prostate. Nigga, fuck you. You got a camera or something, nigga? You can numb me up, put me out? Huh? Yes, sir. Anyway, let's go on with the chapter 4. Ice walls in the first stone. Pretty cool. This picture is the one I like. This one almost looks. He really put a lot of work into this. It's only a part, but you can actually pull that up on Google. I mean, it's almost like it's an overlay of a real picture, almost made cartoonish, as if to hide something. Anyway, let's go ahead. My great friend and companion in this odyssey, Butler, who was the pioneer and who, remember in the first book, Butler was the guy who disappeared, who actually was from the Ancestral Republic, who was back home setting up with certain individuals, making the connections, looking at everything they could do to at least inform people slowly and paying attention to the certain people and then putting themselves around them to protect them. So yeah. My great friend and companion in this odyssey, Butler, who was the pioneer who brought me to these distant lands, had somehow saved my life, had made me know not only the true human purpose, but also, had given me a new life, away from the sinister clutches of the old continents, as well as meeting the woman of my life, who has given me the most precious gift from the heavens, my daughter Helen. Starting from scratch in other lands, trying to understand how their technology worked, their society, their way of life, was totally strange, and it was a process that lasted a long time for me. But I must admit that it is much easier to adapt to the life of the ancestors than if I had to go in the opposite direction. I could not understand how an ancestor, for more experiences he has had, could undergo the punishment of returning to the known lands. I hope these texts will reach those readers who are more curious about the lands they inhabit. And if these are my brothers from the old continents, I hope they will understand that my absolute wish is that one day the majority of people will understand that they are under this custodial yoke or power, that each past reset has poisoned more and more not only our bodies but also our minds. The way of life has been getting worse as these resets have been carried out. So a couple of homeboys put this post up, and I saw it, and then somebody shared one to me. One of you guys in here, I'm gonna say that, about this goofy Ecuadorian, one of the motherfuckers from across the border, who raped this girl. I'm glad they locked his ass up. Don't send him back. The motherfucker build a wall, put his ass in the prison here. I don't care, but don't let him be happy in contention. You know what I'm saying? Start the gladiator sports, but get all the innocent motherfuckers about it there. Anyway, when I speak of resets, I am referring to the sudden and abrupt endings, always in a cruel way, that are generated in the known continents to the different times that humanity lives and has lived through the times since its beginning. These resets that we contemplate throughout human history would be seven, counting the clash of the first humans in Asgard, Hyperborea, against the custodians. Here they call them different generations. The ancestral ones lived in the known lands or old continents. After the sixth reset that took place, the great war between giant humans and other races against the custodians and Anunnakis, and part of the race of the Greys, that many came from Orion and others were settled here while carrying out what would be one of the largest and best equipped civilizations of all times of mankind in those lands that we have record of, the Great Tartary. Now you know why the Ashkenazis came here? Created and pushed wars between half-breed babies. That's why I get upset more with sisters sleeping with them than I do with us. I'm serious. We can take pale-skinned women and create our existence. You can't do that with them. Somebody want to prove me wrong? Somebody want to talk medicine? Well, somebody wants to talk. I actually went and pulled out my old college medical terminologies. Somebody want to talk? Want to prove me wrong? They're not stupid. Even they know that. And here these little dumb Negress women go just running around shacking up with all these little and all you do is make more things for the extermination. And then you date and poison your blood. The great veil that does not allow approaching the first dome, and that extends throughout the geographical region covering the circle environment of the earth as you know it, was planned and carried out during the sixth generation. Again, let me listen to this. The great veil that does not allow approaching the first dome, and that extends throughout the geographical region covering the circle environment of the earth as you know it, was planned and carried out during the sixth generation, more specifically during the advance of the Great Tartary. That which is technology that came from outside, better said, the use of extraterrestrial technology, that transferred both in knowledge and prototypes, a part of the race of giants called Anakim, and also another race of giant humans of the fifth generation, and this I will explain later. As you could say, the Wookiees, The Star Wars. You know the Wookiees, the hairy. They had to add hair to them. There is nothing. They whitewash everything. Anyway, there is nothing worse that derives to hell itself as resets, and they can happen in several ways. The Anunnaki helped to install their pyramids for the development and capacity to be able to generate great floods throughout the known lands in a fast and better controlled way. Each pyramid can act both as a projector to the sky dome and act in a holographic image, creating way as well as scanning large portions of land for different types of statistics, both of the soil and the environment itself, regulating the climate and toxins that may or may not affect a certain group of humans, as well as having a great impact on the human mind. This was advancing since the third generation of humans, when the Anunnaki put their parasitic hands and helped the custodian control and manipulation in all these lands. And as they improved their technology, it was no longer necessary for the pyramids to be scattered throughout the length and breadth of the continents. Although in use, they had a direct impact and were used. They were used more for urgency than for a technological issue, since they control the weather and almost everything inside the ice walls themselves very well. Now, the walls were created by them, not only in these lands, but in many other worlds that we can find crossing the different domes and other barriers that can appear in our way. The incorporation of the use of portals was key in their race to conquer other worlds, as well as the manipulation of these to be able to advance in their desire to know the mysterious lands behind the Great Dome that apparently are connected in an intrinsic way to the celestial lands, or terra incognita. So later on, we're going to because it's a little bit just short, but it's a little bit. So I'm not going to read that right now. The Ancestral Books of the Sacred Library. We're going to get into chapter 5 of that, and I think that's going to be a very good read. Now, you heard when I expressed to y'all. Now, I hadn't read this before. I have not read this. There's no PDF, and it was in Spanish, even though I was following along. And sometimes it's kind of a little learning to me. It's complicated because the accent is in Spain, but from what I understand, so Asgard. Remember, I made a statement about Atlanteans. What do you think? You think they were always here? Remember, I made a statement that I believe there was somebody else here. We found our way here because of a great war, and people knew we came here. It wasn't like the first time. And then Anunnaki was established here because of the others. And we came here and we built this great thing, and they realized that we were powerful. We fell. Atlantis was destroyed. We fell because we got too caught up in cult-like things. And when we fell, 3 individuals went 3 different ways, incorporated the lands. And they watched, and through mitigation and the hidden, conquered our people. Somewhat. Then a great war happened because the custodians came here. So the Anunnaki and the custodians went and fought each other. And the custodians looked like us. But we had giants as well. But there were those who were still out there, in many nations, who helped us fight, not 1 or 2. And now, I think you know who the custodians are. They love human flesh. Or they have things that enjoy it. I'm just saying. There's nothing natural about it. There's no order to it. I hope you've really been paying attention. I really do. Hey, what's good, sitting there leg? Well, actually, when somebody says something like that, it's just, all you do is return a little hit. What's going on, Nafki? You know what I'm saying? But there's other terms you can use, because it's not really a greeting like that in the Chickasaw way. Just like the word love is kind of like anihuia, like it's no real word for that. It's actually an action. It's not so much a sound. So, but anyway, yeah, what's going on, family? What's going on, beloved? Hey, baby girl Slaughter. Yeah, you ain't alone. What's going on, beloved? You know I got you started, this new baby. Thank you for the reading. Oh, no, it's no problem, man. You guys excuse me, because I'm always doing things to better myself. this body, man. You know, this thing. They make some complications, and sometimes they attack directly the people. So, you know, they don't care about what you said, and it's like when you know, there's a recording that was going around. I don't know how they were able to get rid of it, but you can hear the children screaming, and then whoever was, and it was real, and whoever was down there, when the kids wouldn't, because they were just freshly snatched up. The thing is, the individual that was sharing the video, the very next couple of days, he was looking at the children that were missing, and he wasn't surprised. But the thing is, you heard like M4, like a couple of them, and there was no more noise. There are sadists who walk amongst you. They smile, they wear shorts, they go bike riding. They don't work where you work at. Who would put them to task like that? Well, you see what's going on. Why is it that nobody's been hit for Epstein's information, and yet police have saw it? Just like the police officers in New York, the police officers who saw Hillary Clinton's emails, they're all dead. I mean, this is the biggest vaudeville show. You know what I'm saying? What was that cowboy show that used to come out back in the 1800s? Let me pull it up just to make sure. I don't want to be sitting here just saying something. I don't have no notes on it. I just used to discuss it quite a bit. I know it's Buffalo Bill, Wild Bill. I think they're one and the same. But I want to pull up the. You're not gonna pull up what I'm looking for, and you might. So remember Buffalo Bill's Wild West show that I believe was kicked off around right at the end when the handshake was made, that we would lose the classification of white, which means purity, not no skin color. And it would be utilized and given somewhere there later when we shook hands to turn over the power of government. Well, the ones who betrayed us, who got to keep the status, and plus would be equivalent to probably a few $1 billion. That's just real, y'all. And with the goddamn fake ass pilgrims, the Ashkenazis, those bastards, right? And the cities were empty because of the war. And most people had. While the wars were going on, there were dams being built. Excuse me. There were some that weren't practical. And there were our hands by way. And it flooded many towns. Ours. There was no Native Americans and all that goofy shit. And then there were Punch Bowl. They were talking about the Punch Bowl, you know, in the Carolina. No, there were many of those. Some places where they would be in there and they wouldn't give them no food. Or they would throw them human meat. And our people were too righteous. They'd stay away from it and bury it. And then they would open the muskets up, or the guns, and shoot them. The repeaters and stuff. Oh, you ain't gonna hear about it. Why would they want to put that in the book? Because it don't even matter who they are, because everybody be fighting them instead of fighting each other like the idiots they are. Going to these places and having abortions and dealing with people who are half-breeds, talking about why do people... I'm on the Facebook, says, let me look, say I mentioned it. And we still have goofies over there still arguing about who the fuck we is with people who are definitely not ancestor, not originally of this land. It's not about division and hate. They're creating it. Problem is, there's an end to all this shit. You know what I'm saying? And you can write it. I mean, that end is already written, but you can write it in. And these idiots have no clue because they're too stupid. And this is when we're talking about, remember when I first started saying, nobody else was saying chemically lobotomized? For those of you who remember me when I first put it out there, people were like, oh, very crazy. It's more than just being chemically lobotomized. That means you cut from yourself. You know, and it's real. And we think that we're real. We think that everything is all right. Anyway, this motherfucker right here, right, Cody, World's Fair, those would later become the natives. Those are the ones they were utilizing, but they were taking their babies. And they were like trying to figure out how they can get them here because they were so many of our people were dying. Wars, like crazy fighting. Y'all wouldn't believe half the shit that was going on in those fights, but the movies have downplayed it because that's what they do. They have to lie and tell a made-up ass story. You got a lot of peckerwoods running around over the East Coast, up and down Virginia, Carolinas, and Alabama, and all that. Their ancestors ain't fighting out in one goddamn so-called fake-ass civil war. That was niggas fighting niggas. Niggas, brothers fighting brothers. It don't matter where the fuck they came from. When I told you about Atlantis falling and 3 people going to this, I mean, they even wrote the books about the Algonquins and certain other people, even the Micmacs going to Europe, finding Europe. But this is long before you. I mean, you heard what it stated about this, about the pyramids, the third reset. Y'all have no clue how long y'all been here. And these monkeys right now, only because of weapons. Other than that, some other things that you don't know that will probably fuck your head up if you see them. But that without those weapons, but that don't mean nothing. I keep telling you how powerful you are, but you don't want to do nothing to better yourselves, you know. But yeah, Cody, who founded that Wild Bill, whatever show, first one portrayed started in 1883-85. Those would be the ones, especially. Have y'all looked at the human zoos? They didn't utilize this. They couldn't even. I want y'all to look this up. How many Pale-skins were deported? They can't even deport an American Negro. Now you got a bunch of dumbasses because of fraud, homosexuals like Obama and all these other goofies, all right, who are so bent and hurt because they don't have a clue that they are actually not even themselves. The majority of people running around are not themselves. We couldn't even be in the human zoos here. Not even overseas. At least at that time, the Ashkenazi was still kind of smart, like, motherfuckers are dangerous. That's why I keep telling y'all. And whenever you see me reading 100 years of lynching, it's only 100 fucking years. Because why? How long you think these motherfuckers been here? This, when it was written to a certain date. That's all the proof people need, and nobody wants to accept the reality. They always want to accept the narrative of the goddamn lies because they can't get past their emotions, their feelings. They can't reason and rationalize. They can't reason with rationale because you have still those same sellout niggas in certain places. Mav Hoffa's a sellout nigga to me. He looks like a goddamn ex-cop, but a fed. You got a lot of motherfuckers nobody pays attention to. Vlad, come on, man. How is people still going sitting up with this Ashkenazi piece of shit because he got a half-ass breed motherfucking wife? No disrespect, but it's the game they play. All of them are sick. Some of them have a target, have focus. They've been given a job. The worst part is a lot of y'all had these kind of jobs, and like, what would make a person want to go after one another? See, do you see how the morbidity? No, I'm not saying I react to it in a very, very. Anyway, but nobody pays attention to it. Because you're so inundated, so toxic, so poison, so fucked up. But you probably want to act like you want to talk because you think you know something new. You got to research this shit. You got to see beyond the fucking. When I told people the clouds that they've been seeing from the 70s are not the clouds my peoples remember. The clouds are ancient. Didn't look like the Simpsons. And American, no, the clouds look like waves of ripples, not the chemicals that are being sprayed or the metals. They didn't look like what you think. And the sky was a deep blue. Even when I was coming up as a little young one, a deep, dark blue. Right before your very eyes, to which most of y'all are ignorant to, they're manipulating and changing stuff. How is that nobody can remember the most tedious of things? People want to get right on the big stuff, but it's the little stuff that you need to pay attention to. The detail is at baby steps. The baby didn't come out the womb, start running and passing batons and pole vaulting and shit, did they? Hitting back semis. I'm just saying. Everybody wants to be so smart. And 99.99 are dumber than a motherfucker. Take that personal. Because it is. I didn't make you like that. But you resonate there. I don't care how smart you think you are, occupying that little bit of space. When you have a whole world to experience, and you can't even do that. I say that's enough to fight and die for the next generations. Okay. If I'm wrong, tell me you're wrong. My apologies. Well, here's to y'all. Love you. I do. Hey, BJR, what's going on, beloved? Yes. Reptilian, all those names or terms, we're just utilizing to acquiesce another part of the brain to remember some things. Whatever term. There's about several, I think. Reptilian, raccoon, that's whatever it may be. Yeah, we don't have to get stuck there. If you're listening to what I'm saying is baby steps. It alludes to something, but it's provisional. Okay? Baby steps. Let it melt, let it marinate before. Doesn't matter what you think you know. Let it marinate. Stop being quick, because that's conditioning. Okay? It is. Let it marinate. Because see, if I had 20 people and we took a walk, all phones and shit, even where you at, what if somebody gets hurt? We didn't worry about that when we was riding, jumping garbage cans and shit, and we busted knees and broke ankles. We either deal with the problem or we keep moving. Baby steps. Because in order to hear something, they have, I mean, in the 80s, they had boom mics that can listen down the street and listen to you talking. They have things that supersede that. Yet, there is a way that some of us can communicate with people that you can get the gist of what's being said. But you have to be more intelligent than just reaction and emotions. A lot of women, 99.9% of y'all, are emotionally unstable. The verdict is in. And that's a fact, no matter how you feel. So sometimes we have a hard time with correction. We think we autocorrect, and we never autocorrect. Nobody's turned it on because nobody's nurtured or conditioned anybody to be able to pull up that truth or facsimile. So what we do is we become irrational, further steeping ourselves away from the baby steps, making broad jumps and falling into canyons and crevices. Baby steps. Because here, I hate Facebook, I hate Instagram, I hate TikTok. I really don't. Okay? We learn. We actually learn. When I used to teach karate do or kung fu, whatever it is I was teaching, this is the basic stuff. I didn't get to the Samoan bone breaking and Krav Maga and all the other stuff that I learned. Sancho, shoot, Chinese fight, actually fighting. I used to always appreciate the fact that everybody was quiet and they actually listened and they practiced. That means they took it in. They remembered the steps, the forms. You know what I'm saying? They remembered the forms. And they would go through the motions until it became like muscle memory. Second, you know what I'm saying? Pulling back. And then like in boxing, learning how to throw it all the way forward. They would just watch, listen to me, and then run with it. And then they'd be tested at the end of like 3 months or 6 months. Very hard cordial training. And if they paid attention and listened, and they went in the back room, like today, and I went to a couple of martial arts studios and they got the kids with them. What are they doing on the cell phone over there, bro? It's the new generation. You're not a good, teacher, bro. You forgot about the white belt. Keep it fresh. You know what I'm saying? So, I guess making that $75 to $150 a month. I mean, a student, is a month. Each student pays anywhere $75, $150, and you have some students that pay, depending on the instructor. You can get charged that hourly, private for personal training, and some people pay 2-3 hours a day. Serious. I could be doing it. No need. You think? Okay. But anyway, when there's something or a question is more, I like questions. Questions help me as well. Sometimes I say, well, let's see what we can find together. And then we'll use the little goofy sort. And I have 4 different platforms I can use other than Google and DuckDuckGo, which is Chinese. Not, and when I say that, I'm not saying it because I want to throw smack at them, because they're all part of it. We're talking about the consistency of those perversions that run everything to keep everybody blind. But the thing is, even in that, sometimes I look at all the way down as far as I can go, and then for some reason there's always something that wasn't nowhere up on the first 2 pages. What is this? How is this hidden off in the corner? Oh, was it put there? And so sometimes, if it's relevant to a little bit of knowledge, I'll say, well, keep looking. And people have heard me say that before. If you're looking for something, keep going. And I'll go to the very end and then say, where's the sources and information for all of this? That might make them change the parameters. Remember, they already know. But there's always something, a little particular piece. Ah, there go my buddy. Anyway, that can always allude to something else that might be relevant, and then it might be the whole spackle of it might be hogwash. Okay? But here, in detail, like a lot of other people are learning, that there are lies upon lies upon lies. What if I was to say that every so-called reset, every civilization was pretty goddamn phenomenal? But the Great Tartary happened because they remembered who we were. They knew who we were. They remembered the war before, when all we sought was peace. But there is an inconsiderate piece of excrement they call parasite, I call shit stains. And without weapons, we subjugate and subdue them in heartbeats. But the majority of you motherfuckers don't know the first thing about weapon, because you think you're a weapon and y'all weaker than a motherfucker. That's what y'all got. And a bunch of fucked up, I gotta say it as it is. Take it personal too. Fucked up emotions and feelings. And that's across the border. And then we got fake tough guys and fake cowboys and fake all this other shit. And they ain't nobody. If that isn't more reason to get more in tune with the source that's within you and fuck the outer, I don't know what is. I appreciate y'all taking the time. I have to do this. Oh, what's going on, beloved? Oh, my apologies. I'm sorry, because I want the best for everybody. I really do. I just don't like the fact that we have many people in this so-called world, this hemisphere, that allow people to walk and believe in the bullshit that they do. I say question everything. Don't just like Hollywood TV commercial question everything. No, question everything. I've said it a few times. Don't believe anything I'm saying. Do the fucking research. But I'm gonna give you little drops of tea here and there, because I got to. Anyway, I want to say, my boy Hampton, Andreas. Oh man, appreciate the donation, beloved. Whoa, appreciate it. All right. So when we get, I'm gonna tell you what. I actually, I already have, I keep racks. Well, anyway, they asked me to talk about all that, but I went ahead and took $270 and deposited in my third account, because I didn't want to use my little pension. I need to go and get some things and take care of some stuff. And I had to give some money to my boy to pick me up some good weed, you know what I'm saying? Which I shared with y'all. It's really good for my joints, so. But I also had to, I kind of keep my ammo stacked. And my daughter wants me to buy her a gun, so, so I've ordered a few books. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but I'm still waiting for some donations. I went to the Witch Squad yesterday. There was nothing there. I'm going to go again tomorrow. Today. It probably, usually after 4 o'clock on Friday, they get somebody over there is working. They had a couple guys walking through there in the back. They look like military motherfuckers, older. Like they setting shit up in the back, man. Like you can see through the gate, all that big space back there. Look, man. All right, so, and the motherfucker kind of looked at me like he had dead, like a face I've seen, even on myself. And I look back at him again, and I look right back at him and says, because let him know I fucking, you know what I'm saying? I know. So, I'm going to go and hopefully there's a book there today. If not, next. What was the date on that? Well, y'all told y'all, didn't I? God damn it. Was it? Don't tell me it was later than what I said, man. My apologies. I gotta. This is who I am. No, it's not. But I'll let it keep you all informed. Let me see. And it's kept me logged in this time, guys. Okay, where's that? It says arriving by October 11th, guys, and that's the Ringing Cedars book 2. Okay, this one we got a date before, so hopefully that might come in by the 10th. We don't know. You know they want to shut down. It's with purpose, and it's not a good purpose. We know it's bullshit. We know both sides of this government is full of shit. That's why I'm telling y'all, man. And some of y'all just believe that you're good where you at. Nations never move separate. Anyway, that's a whole nother thing. So anyway, so that's coming, and actually the other books are coming exactly. Okay, they should be here around the 8th and the 9th. All right, so there we go. So got a little ways, but the moment that book comes in, I'm gonna start reading Anastasia. I wish we would have got shit earlier. If I'd have bought it, I wouldn't have read a goddamn thing to you. I'm being dead ass serious. I don't like explaining myself to people who stingy. But there it is. It says October, arriving October 11th, between October 11th and October 14th. It's right there. It's right here, as you can see right there. Okay, and then the other ones are right over here, underneath. Excuse me. And you just don't need to see them, but they're there. Like I said, you don't need to see what books they is. I ordered them, motherfucker. God damn it. There's 3 more. And when they come in, very informative. So one individual hit me up saying, "Bro, I think you're kind of late with all this information." Did you know? No, he said, and he responded a day later. He says, "No, I'm not attacking. I know, but I'm asking you to articulate and actually say something." What I'm saying is, don't you think it might be a little late, seeing what's going on right now? I says, brother, I've been doing this for a while. People are just starting to listen because now they're starting to feel it. That's what's wrong with a lot of y'all. You don't take no suggestion. Every one of y'all think you know everything, and I keep proving every one of you don't know shit. Y'all all bandwagon leaders. If somebody comes along and says something that's good to share the information, but I've been doing this for a while and baby stepping people because I realized most people didn't want to hear something. They went against what they were taught, not remembered. They stop your memories. All you dumbass, get shit together. And a lot of times they don't say shit to you. Oh, just bring your baby back in. We got to inoculate it. For what? All these diseases they make, to which they're not protecting you from? I believe, in my medical experience, that they're making your body more susceptible to the bullshit. But that's in my opinion. Don't need a doctorate for that. A fucking doctorate. Anyway, you don't need that goofy shit to know the truth. Okay? Remember, the motherfucker got all the healing medicines and all that from our people, and then turned around after killing enough of them, right? Or enough of them dying off in their hundreds. The real original medicine fucking people of this land. He took over. He says, okay, we got a lot of people here new, 1920s and 40s, right? They coming sick, coming down with the new shit coming out by these motherfuckers. When I said the Spanish flu was created in Ohio, right, patent on it, but you know the little goofy half-breeds. I'm like, I think I'm gonna argue and debate with these dumb motherfuckers that don't know nothing other than the fact that they just say the fucking flaming whopper, so-called flame brawl. They don't do that no more. Whopper with a bunch of GMO shit on it. I was like, okay, whatever you believe, man. See, to the stupid, I don't give a fuck. That's why I don't mind when the little trolls come in. I'm like, and I say something because I know some of you like, oh, I think it's all funny. That's why I welcome the goofy motherfuckers. Come watch, please do. Better than the people that think they know everything and they sit up there on Facebook and Instafuck and and ticking up your nose and ass all the day. All right? No, man. I'd rather be able to read and talk have a decent conversal where I'm informing, because it's not actually mutual, but I'll perform something based upon what I read and what I believe and what I've been doing for a very long time. And the fact that I accepted this reality in my 50s, yeah. It's kind of hard to accept something when the shit's kind of weird. You know what I mean? It's like, oh. You're talking to people, like, nigga, that's a gift my ass, nigga, you crazy. Fuck, I don't want to know this shit. I want this. I know it's not a steak. It's good, though. That's where I wanted to fucking be at. Dangerous. Anyway, let me get the fuck off of here. Appreciate y'all coming in. We'll shoot for 5. If not, it'll be early in the AM. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all are meditating. Usually they say when you first wake up, the first 3 seconds, you don't remember nothing. When I wake up, I remember every goddamn thing. So, I'm not trying to sell you on something, but I wake up, I usually write down the first things in my thought, and a lot of the time it's gibberish when I first started. Now, I'm actually making fucking sense. I don't know where the fuck that come from. But I'm still not in total control of the narrative. It's just sometimes there be some weird shit. What the fuck? Sometimes I just let my hand write. Like, I know it's contentious to this, but you gotta practice these things, man. It's like, it's not gonna hit you, pimp. No. You gotta do some things to make it hit you. And when you have recall, it's not total recall. I say that because I want people to get busy. You gotta ground. Who watched Wintertime when I was going out there showing you in the cold and in the snow, I was grounding. I'd move the snow to the side. It's, regardless of what it may be, put my feet right in that goddamn dirt, my footprints, and I stand out there 5, 10, 50 people walking by, and they see me with a t-shirt on, and it's like 20 degrees. There's nothing wrong with this nigga. I was fine. Year round. Every goddamn day. And when I decided to take a breather from it, it's because I have to look at things differently. I have to allow myself to manifest something else in thought before I go dealing with my ether and putting my feet on the soil. I want to hug a tree. I can't go hugging the tree too clouded. I have to have some confusion though in thought. And I look for that confusion. Okay, there it goes. I hug the tree and find the calming. And the moment I hug the tree, the calming comes, and I'm like, wait, I'm looking for the fusion. The fusion's going. I'm allowing myself to be relevant to the 7.8 to 8 hertz. You have to allow yourself to be relevant. It's not going to happen. You're just not going to walk up to a tree, I'm hugging the tree, look at me. I'm grounding, I got my feet in the dirt. And it don't, it sounds like homeless. It just don't work like that. Not homeless, but Family Guy. It don't work like anyway, it doesn't work that way, trust me. The earth right now, when you walk outside, this is what the earth's saying. Oh, look at that new nigga over there. The sun when you come out. Oh, that new nigga. Oh, walking around in the beautiful white people's world. Oh, that little nigga right there. Oh my God. I don't just. Let me get the fuck off. I'm hitting that too much today, okay? Appreciate y'all. I just want to give you a little something to laugh about. Nothing but love, sisters and my brothers. And like I said, you can get there, at least you can prepare. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you're doing the best you can to prepare. All right? Hopefully I'll see y'all at 5.